and welcome to my kitchen, cooking with sofrito. Today we're gonna make stew. It's a one pot dish that is very easy to make. This is one of my daughter's favorite pot dish and it's very simple. All you have to do is add about 2 tablespoons of my regular sofrito, which the recipe is right below. If you look into the description, the recipe is right there. And I am going to add 2 tablespoons of the Italian sofrito. The reason why I like adding the Italian sofrito is because it has the sun-dried tomatoes and it has all the Italian herbs. Everything is there. So we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of that. I am also going to add some salt, about 1.5 tablespoons, because it's also going to season your veggies, your potatoes, your carrots, and so on. And you might need some more, but at the midpoint of cooking, you're going to taste it and see if you need more salt. If you do, you add a little more salt. I am also going to add some wine, red wine. I have some cube beef here, so I'm going to use red wine. And that is about 1/2 cup of red wine. The next thing I'm going to add is optional. It depends whether you like your food a little spicy. I'm not going to spice it up. I'm just going to give it a little touch, but if you like it a little hotter, you can certainly add more. I'm just going to add a little bit of hot pepper flakes. I'm going to mix this all together. Just getting my temperature here. I'm gonna heat up the pot. Normally, the best thing to do, because it will tenderize your meat, it will also, the flavor from the sofrito will penetrate the meat. The best thing is to cover it after you season it, cover it, put it in your fridge for at least an hour, and all those flavors will penetrate the meat and also help it tenderize. So if I was doing this for myself, I would let it sit. I'm going to add olive oil to my pot. A little bit of olive oil, and I am letting it get to heat up a little bit before I start adding the meat, because I want it to sear a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to add my meat. The oil is pretty hot. I want to add. I'm putting it on high now, because the juices, what they do is they reduce the heat from the pot. So I want it at a higher temperature because I want my beef to saute and seal. I don't want my meat to boil. I want my meat to saute and seal in those juices before I add the liquid. I'm just gonna let it reduce a little bit. Let that oil heat up a little more, come to temperature before I keep adding the rest of the meat. our meat is sauteed, it's releasing the juices from the marinade. So I'm just letting it cook. I am going to add some water to the marinade that's reserved here. And I am going to add 2 bay leaves. Optional, if you don't like bay leaf, you don't have to use it. And we're just gonna pour everything in there. Give it a good stir. Look at that color already. I mean, the sofrito gives it all the color, it gives it all the flavor. You don't need anything else but your veggies. I do add red peppers and green peppers and onions because I love the color that it gives to the dish. But if you don't have peppers or onions and you just have the sofrito, that's all you need. That's all the flavor you need. Sometimes I don't have peppers. All I need is my sofrito, and the meal is absolutely delicious. So we're gonna cover this now, and we're gonna let it come to a boil and let it tenderize a little bit. When it's almost done, then we're gonna add the potatoes and the carrots and the string beans and let it all cook together. First we're gonna add the potatoes and the carrots. Lastly, we're gonna add the string beans because we don't want them to overcook. So see you when I come back. Hi and welcome back. Our meat is boiling and it's almost to the tender point. So I am going to add some of the peppers. And the reason I like to add some of the peppers is for the color. I love the color that it gives when you add the potatoes. And I'm also going to add some onions. Roughly chopped, doesn't have to be perfect. I just want that in my stew. I want to see that in my stew. I want to see the colors. I want to see the onions. It just makes it look really nice. But believe me, you don't need anything else with my sofrito. You don't need anything else but the sofrito to make this dish. So we're just gonna let this cook for a little bit and come back and add our potatoes and our string beans. Hi and welcome back. At this point, our peppers have been cooking with the meat for about close to 10 minutes, and the potatoes are ready to go in. So we're going to add the potatoes. Let's see if we can pull out this way. There we go, that was easy. And we're going to add our carrots. Stir everything together. And we want to salt because now we added carrots. We want to make sure that our potatoes and our carrots are also salted. So we're gonna add some salt. I would say about half a tablespoon, and then once it comes to a boil again, try the liquid and see if you need more salt, and then you can add as you like. But for right now, I'm going to add about half a tablespoon of salt. I am going to add some water. And I want enough water to come almost to the top of the potato. And that's my grandson again. Okay, so I want it to come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil and my potatoes are almost to the point of tender, I am going to add the string beans. And I have some nice string beans here who've been hanging out in water here. Wash them thoroughly. And I just cut them in half because I like to have the big pieces of the string beans. So I just cut them in half and put them to the side. And when this comes to a boil and my potatoes are almost to the point of done, I am going to add the string beans, and then we're going to be ready to plate once the string beans are cooked through. So I'll see you in a few. Hi and welcome back to Cooking with Sofrito. At this time, I am going to take some of the oil. You don't want all that oil on your stew, so I'm going to take some of that oil out. It's an option you have, but I'd rather take the oil out. Less calories. So this is all the fat that you get out. You don't want that in your body, so we want to set that aside and discard it. And right now our potatoes are getting to the point of tender. I also want to add about half a cup of tomato sauce. I use the crushed tomatoes, about half a cup. I want it that rich color, and later on it's going to start to thicken, so it's going to look really beautiful. Look at those colors from the peppers and the carrots and the onions and the potatoes. Everything just looks so yummy and appetizing. It is absolutely delicious. We're going to let it boil just a little tad more so the tomatoes could mingle in, the tomato sauce can mingle in with the rest of the dish. And I see that it's almost to the point of tender. Just want to let it boil for about 5 more minutes, and then I'll add my string beans. So I'll see you in about 5 minutes. Hi and welcome to my kitchen. Right now the stew is boiling away. It looks absolutely delicious. I am ready to put in the string beans. And depending on how you like your string beans, you could do 5 to 10 minutes. We'll probably do about 10 minutes. I want it a little tender for my grandson to just grab and eat. He's almost a year old. So I want to cook it for about 10 minutes. So it all depends on how you like your vegetables, your string beans. So we're going to stir everything together. Look at this. Doesn't this look absolutely delicious? This is a one-pot meal. This won't take you long. All it's gonna do is simmer together and just become this yummy, yummy stew. This will feed, I would say, about 5 to 6 people. So we're gonna cover it. I have some parsley. When everything is done, I'm just gonna sprinkle some parsley on top and finish it off that way. It's an optional thing. I love to add parsley to my soups and my stews. It's up to you. But when we come back, we're gonna have our finished stew. Hi and welcome back. Our stew is done. Our parsley is chopped up. We're gonna add the parsley. And we're going to mix everything together. And look how delicious. This is our stew, beautifully done. This is absolutely beautiful and delicious. Here is this beautiful, beautiful presentation of our stew. Perfect for a cold, rainy day or a day of snow that you just want to snuggle on your sofa with a nice bowl of stew. This is gonna warm you up. Your family is gonna love it, and they're gonna keep asking you to make it. So enjoy it. I will enjoy it with my family.